गौराङ्गे रारतिकशोभा जगजनमानलोभा गौराङ्गे रारतिकशोभा जगजनमानलोभा जगजनमानलोभा दक्षिणे नीताय Chant Dami Gadadhara Nikate Advaita Shrini Vasa Chatradhara Kibabosi Ache Gora Chant Ratna Simhasane Arati Korena Brahma Adi Devagane Kibanara Hari Adi Kori Chamaradulaya Sanjaya Mukunda Basu Ghosh Adigaya Kiba Shankha Baje Ghanta Baje Baje Karatala Madhura Mridanga Baje Paramarasala Nitai Gora Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gora Hari Bol Nitai Gora Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gora Hari Bol Kiba Bahu Koti Chandrajini Vadana Ujwala Gala Deshe Bana Mala Kore Jalamala me gada gada. Bhakti vinoda dekhe Gaura rasampada. Kiva jayo jayo Gaura chande arati kasho. Prbhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Ananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hariharaya Nama, Krishna Yadavaya Nama, Krishna Yadavaya Nama, Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha,
Madhavaya, Keshavaya Namaha.
Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudana,
Gopal Govindana, Shri Madhusudana,
Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohana, Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Sita,
Nityananda, Shri Ananda Sita,
Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavad Gita,
Hari Guru Vaishnava,
Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatt Raghunatha,
Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunatha,
Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatt Das Raghunatha,
Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunatha.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol, Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol, Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol, Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol,
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol
Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol
Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol
Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol
Hari Bol
Hari Bol Hari Bol
Hari Bol
Hari Bol Hari Bol
Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol
Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol
Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol
Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol
Hari Bol Hari Bol
Hari Bol Hari Bol
Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Jai Jai Radha Jai Jai Radha Jai Jai Radha Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol Jaya Radha Madhav Hari Radha Madhav Hari Radhe
Jai Radha Madhav Hari Radha Madhav Hari Radhe
Jaya Nitai Gauranga Gaur Hari Jaya Shri Gopal Jaya Shri Gopal
Jaya Shri Gopal Jaya Shri Gopal
Jaya Radha Govinda Radhe
Jaya Radha Govinda Radhe
Jaya Jagannatha Baladeva Jaya Subhadramaya
Jaya Jagannatha Baladeva Jaya Subhadramaya
Jaya Sitaram Lakshman Bhakta Hanuman Sitaram Lakshman Bhakta Hanuman
Jaya Sitaram Lakshman Bhakta Hanuman Sitaram Lakshman Bhakta Hanuman
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Prabhupada
Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Gurudev
Gurudev Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol,
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jai Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Gurudev, Gurudev. Jai Gurudev, Jaya Srila Gurudev.
Jai Gurudev, Jai Gurudev, Gurudev. Jai Gurudev, Jai Srila Gurudev.
Gaur Premanande.
Hari, Hari, Hari,
Hari Bol. जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोदर षट श्रीमद अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोदर षट श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य श्रील प्रभुपाद की प्रेम से कहो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कुंड राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की वृंदावन धाम की मथुरा धाम की नवद्वीप धाम की जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगा माई यमुना माई की तुलसी देवी भक्ति देवी की संकीर्तन महायज्ञ की बृहद मृदंग की गौर प्रेमानंदे ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द असेंबल्ड डिवोटीज ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द असेंबल्ड डिवोटीज ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द असेंबल्ड डिवोटीज ऑल ग्लोरीज टू गुरु एंड गौरांगा जय हरि
नमस्ते नरसिंहाय प्रह्लाददाहिने हिरण्याकाशी पूर्वक्षः
Hare Krishna. Hare Hare Bol. Hare Krishna. Before I give the mic to our Mother Pramadatru, we just have one quick announcement. There are a couple of cars. I think it's a Honda Pilot and Nissan Versa. They are parked on the first two spots. In case you didn't know, every Sunday we have those spaces reserved. Nobody parks there for the safety of our children because that's the space that we actually block for them. If you already parked there and you cannot move your car at this time, before you move your car, please see Gopkumar Prbhu. Raise your hand, he's right there. See Gopakumar Prbhu, myself, so that we can remove the cones that have in place behind those cars. Please, this is for the safety of our children. And there is also a van, a minivan on this side that actually has the right side on top of the sidewalk. So you need to please park properly before you get into trouble. Okay, thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Hare Krishna. Welcome to Shri Radha Madhav Hari Dham. On behalf of our presiding deities, Shri Radha Madhav Hari, we are very glad that you are here with us today to spend the evening with us. Before I go into the announcements, there's a lot of space in the front and there is not enough space in the back for people who are sitting there. So please kindly move forward, as far forward as you can. There's a lot of space in the front. Please move as far forward as you can so that we can have everybody sit nicely and the latecomers can join us at the back more easily. So I see some new faces in the audience today. Are there any timers here? Welcome to Mohit Prbhu. He's not a first timer, but thank you for pulling a fast one. But I see some other new faces. Anybody for the first time here? Welcome, welcome, and welcome. Welcome to Phoenix ISKCON and International Society of Krishna Consciousness. We're very happy you are here. Are you visiting or have you moved to Phoenix? You're visiting from? Okay, welcome, welcome. Yourselves? You live here? First time here? Okay, good. Welcome to ISKCON of Phoenix. Please feel free to reach out to anybody here if you have any questions about anything regarding the class or whatever. We have Namapriya Mataji at the desk, greeting desk there. And we have Shama Mohini Mataji in the corner there in a green sari. And we have Melissa there. And we have a few people here you can reach out to if you have any questions about anything. Okay. And we have, if the toddlers want to go into the office, they're welcome to go and play there as well. So, moving on to today's announcements. We apologize for all this, looks like new construction, remodeling. We're just getting ready for Shri Krishna Janmashtami festival. So, we've had a lot of volunteers here yesterday. We had up to 45 volunteers yesterday, helping our youth group with decorating the temple hall for Balram Jayanti, which is on August 8th. It's a Friday, and the whole program is organized by our youth group. This is the first time they've taken upon themselves to organize a festival. So please give them a big round of applause. I hope you see how nicely they are trying to coordinate, all the decorations, green, yellow, and white. So a good start. And this over here, this framework here and around Prabhupada's Vyasasan, that is for Shri Krishna Janmashtami festival with another group of devotees, and we'd like to give them a big round of applause. We had 3 devotees here almost the whole day, actually. I think they probably left just before we started and then came back. So they were here for 5 or 6 hours, 3 devotees, and they were able to get this far. So keep guessing what's going to happen for Shri Krishna Janmashtami festival with this. But so coming back to today, we have a Bhagavad Gita class by our very own Ananda Vrindavan Prbhu. I don't think he needs much introduction. He's been visiting the temple for almost 11 years, I think 11 or 12 years. And Prbhu has been practicing Krishna consciousness for close to a decade, and he's a disciple of His Holiness Bhaktisundar Goswami Maharaj. Prbhu participates in almost all our festivals. He likes to distribute books, so he always you'll see him at our book table for festivals. And he participates in our morning sadhana program religiously, also gives classes on Sunday every day. There's a rotation. So we have a Srimad Bhagavatam class in the morning from 5:40 to 6 o'clock. And he usually is in that rotation. He also gives us Sunday feast classes like he's going to do today. And he and his wife used to teach Hindi here many years ago. Almost 10 years ago, they taught Hindi for a couple of years. So, and they have a family and business and everything, yet they always find time to participate in our temple programs. I'm very grateful to the family. They are good mentors, for the rest of us, family and children and work and temple. So, Prbhu, thank you very much for all your services. I probably left out a lot of things, but because of time, I'm going to hand over the mic to you. So we are going to be reading today from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, verses 16 to 24. So we'll be summarizing those 5 verses. Please give Prbhu a warm welcome. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Can you all hear me? Okay, Hare Krishna. So we'll start with Radha Madhav prayers. Please follow me. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Kunja Bihari
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Gopi Jan Vallabha Girivardhari
Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari
Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari
Yashodanandana Braj Jana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Braj Jana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna. So let's start with Mangala Charana prayers, then we will get going with the presentation. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Sucha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijan Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Sucha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay. So thank you everyone for joining. This is a very, very interesting chapter and very, very foundational chapter for anybody who is serious about learning and practicing teachings of Bhagavad Gita. So as the title suggests, removing reactions of karma. We all talk about karma and the reactions and such. But before we can talk about how to remove the reactions of karma, we need to understand what is karma. So we hear different definitions, as you can see here. Some people call karma the action. Some people call karma the good action, like they say you should do good karmas. Some people also, when they say word karma, they mean reaction, like they would say, this is your karma that you are reaping. And then, for some people, it is the whole system of action and reaction. So as we can see, karma is the most misunderstood word. So let's dive into these verses and let's see how Lord Krishna presents to us and how we can understand it better. So, sorry. Okay, so verse 4.16 talks about the intricacies of karma, right? So let's read the verse together, then we will go in understanding it. Kim karma kim karmeti karma kim kavyo apyatra mohitaha tate karma pravakshyami yajgyatva mokshasya shubhat. So Lord Krishna is saying that even the intelligent ones are bewildered by understanding what action and what inaction is. So he is saying, Kim karma, kim akarmeti. So akarmeti is inaction and karma is action. So Krishna is saying, now I'll explain to you, and by learning it, you will be liberated from all misfortune. Right? So what Krishna is trying to tell here to Arjuna, that you should not try to act independently. What happens with us is, we often make our own definition or our own understanding of something, like what good thing is, what right thing is, what dharma is, and we try to work on it. But what Krishna is trying to make the point here is that we need to align with the instructions of superior authorities and spiritual master, right? So let's take an example of yesterday. We were all here, as Mataji explained, there were over 45 volunteers here, and our job was to decorate this temple room. Now imagine one of you happens to be here who did not know about the plan and just came here, and you see, oh, there is decoration going on, and you decide to help, right? So in your mind, you think you are helping and doing the right thing, but you do not know the whole plan, and you start working, and let's say you put something which doesn't match with the rest of the decor, then actually that's not going to help, right? That is going to create more work for the people. So what is the problem there? That you did not understand what's the big plan, you did not take instructions from whoever is driving this project, and you started working on your own. So what Krishna is trying to tell here is that do not act independently. Okay, next verse. Verse 417. Now Krishna says, let's read again, it's a beautiful verse, follow after me. Karmano hayapi bodhavyam bodhavyam cha vikarmanaha akarmanascha bodhavyam gyahna karmano gati. Okay, so now last verse Krishna talked about karma and akarma. Now here he is introducing a new word. As you can see, the last word of the first line, vikarmanaha. So Krishna is saying the intricacies of action are very hard to understand, and you should know what action is, what forbidden action is, and what inaction is. So in first verse 16, Krishna talked about action and inaction, and here he introduced a new term, vikarmanaha. And also in the second line, there is a very important word here called gahana. So it's a Hindi word, Sanskrit word, gahan. Gahan means very deep, right? Very, it's not easy to understand. So something which is gahana, that means it's very profound, right? It's very abstract. It's not easy to understand. And we can see in our day-to-day life, right? Like we often make simplistic assumptions. So for example, somebody may be going through a difficult time. We all go through difficult time, right? There may be health issues, there may be job issues, there may be all kind of financial issues. So sometimes people will say, oh, he's such a good person, why is he going through this, right? What did he do to deserve this, right? This is not fair. So what we are trying to do, we are trying to make it very simplistic, that as much as we know that person, we are saying he's a good person, and then we look at these reactions that are coming to that person, and we are trying to say that this is not fair. A good person cannot have bad reaction or bad things happening to them. So that's why Krishna is saying gahana karmano gati. It's very difficult to understand, because what you are seeing is a limited set of information that you have. You do not know what he did earlier in his life, you do not know what he did in his past lifetimes, you do not know so many things. And also, most importantly, you do not know what you are looking at as a difficulty. Maybe it's going to become a blessing in disguise. Maybe it's going to be very good for him later on. Maybe it's trying to build his character or test him, or going to bring better things in life. So we can just simplistically say, oh, he's going through bad things, he's a good person, so this is not good. And the opposite of it is also true, where some bad people or some not so good people, they become very successful and they earn a lot of money. So we wonder, how come he's so successful? You know, he's not a good person, he's not nice, he doesn't speak truth and whatsoever, right? And it's not fair, you know, how this person is so successful. Because same thing, we do not know what his prarabdha karma is, what his past life thing is. And also, how do we know that that person is happy? Like we think a lot of rich people in this world, they are very happy. But if you, look deep inside in their life, Prbhu is smiling. I'm sure he has some examples. You can take many billionaires and millionaires, their, names, and you can see they are very unhappy in their personal lives, right? So externally, it may seem they are very successful and they are very rich and they have done it and we have not done it, but who knows, they may be unhappy. So that's why Krishna is saying, Gehna Karmano Gati. Let's move on to understand. So we heard about karma, akarma, and this is not the first instance where Krishna has talked about this. Earlier in Bhagavad Gita 2.47, very famous word, Karmanyevadhikaraste. Let's repeat after me. Adhikaraste. Ma phaleshu kadachanaha. Ma karma phala heturbhur. Mate sangastva karmani. So here also Krishna talks about karma, and the last word of this verse, he's talking akarmani. So what Krishna is saying here is that you have a right to perform your prescribed duty over and over. He asks him, you act, Arjuna, but at the same time, he assures him that, if your work is in right consciousness, you will not incur karmic bondage, right? And the last word, he says, Mate sangasto akarmani, that means do not be attached to inaction. In other words, Krishna is asking him to act. He's saying, don't be attached to inaction. So inaction may also mean not doing anything, right? Inaction just doesn't mean akarmana. It may also mean, so in this context, he's saying, don't be attached to not doing anything. Then, in 3rd chapter, Krishna says, repeat after me, Yagnarthat karmano anyatra lokoyam karma bandhana tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sangha samachara. So now let's, in this verse Krishna is saying that offer everything, right, as a yajna. Work should be performed for the sake of sacrifice without attachment. So Krishna is saying, if you work as you are performing a yajna and sacrifice to me, then you will not be affected by that karma. So let's try to understand karma and akarma a little bit more. Is it just simply activity and inactivity? Well, no. Karma, of course, means action, and akarma means not just inaction, it means action that produces no reaction, right? So action that produces no reaction is akarma. And like I said in the first verse, he's saying don't be attached to inaction. So he's saying do your duty. And in 3.9 he's saying that offer everything to me as you are performing a yajna. So far so good. Everybody understands karma and akarma. I know it's a little bit too much to grasp, but stay with me at the end. I promise you will at least go with some understanding. So now let's go to understanding vikarma. What is vikarma? We understood karma, which is reactive work. Akarma means non-reactive work. And karma may be of two types. Sukarma, that means good deeds, which produces good reaction. And like for example, this person is helping that old lady, and then it can be vikarma, bad reaction, right? So basically doing bad things, right? Meat eating, gambling, drinking, or lying, cheating, all kind of vices, So that falls in the category of vikarma. So far so good. Everybody understands. Karma means reactive work. It can be of two types, good karma, bad karma, and then akarma means, in spiritual sense, akarma means non-reactive work, right? For example, what we are doing here is akarma. What we just did, we did the kirtan, that is in the category of akarma. What we did yesterday, we decorated this temple here, that falls in the category of akarma, if I can give you some examples. But in modern world, practically everyone is doing vikarma, right? And what is the reason for it? Why do you think everybody is doing vikarma? The reason is people do not know what is their position, what is their aptitude, what is the right thing to do. So when they don't know what is the right thing to do, they use their intelligence to find whatever action they can do, and they start doing, right? So for example, we see so many people trying to become YouTubers and creating reels for Instagram and creating shorts for YouTube and recording all kind of videos, right? I'm sure you have all seen some of them, very annoying, right? And TikTok, I don't even want to get there, and my youth know more about it, you know. So they don't know, based on whatever their intelligence, whatever the social construct they are experiencing, they think this is the best thing to do. I should make a video, right? Or I should put a Facebook post, and I can write anything. And remember back in the days, if you have to publish a book, it had to go through so many reviews, right? It has to pass some tests, people will look at it, you have to find some authorized publication, and they will review the book, and then the book will come in the market. Today it is so easy, anyone can write anything, and the more provocative things you write, the more viral it gets. As the word, the word itself is not good, viral, right? It has a virus in it. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is almost everybody is doing, most people are doing vikarma because they don't know the right thing to do. So have you wondered why it has come to be like this? Especially in a country like India, which used to be known for its great culture, Vedic wisdom, Sanatan Dharma. What happened that people started making these reels and shorts and doing all kinds of vikarma? What happened? And then of course, the whole world is experiencing this. The reason is the demise of Varnashram Dharma, right? So this is a very, very important topic, and we need to understand. How many of you don't know what is Varnashram Dharma is? That's fine, you can raise your hand, we are going to discuss here. I just want to, okay. Nimesh Prbhu, honest, thank you. Anybody else? Yes, Mataji said, what is Varnashram Dharma? She don't understand. Yeah. So the word Varnashrama, it's made up of two words. Varna and Ashrama. Right? So what is Varna? On the right side you can see, we see a Brahmin, we see a Kshatriya, a warrior. So Brahmin is the priest, Kshatriya is the warrior, and then we see somebody doing business here, and then one person is working in the farm. So this is a businessman, and this is kind of labor class. So Varna is basically one of these four categories, and it's not an invention of India, right? India is painted sometimes in a very bad light, like they interchange the word Varnashrama and caste system, right? The moment you say Varna, there is a stigma associated with it. It's a bad thing. But if you look here, even in America, I'm sure there is a class who like to go and fight in the military. There are families, they have tradition, like my grandfather was in military, my father is in military, I want to go in military. Then there is a class which likes to do business, right? So many families, business families, we know Wall Street, the JP Morgans of the world and so on and so forth, they are in the business, right? Because that's what they know, they understand. And same way, there is a labor class, and there is a priest class also. And priest just doesn't mean somebody like a priest in the church or a temple. Priest also means like a teacher or somebody who's in the mode of goodness, basically trying to educate and teach, not just work for earning money. So these classes exist everywhere in the society, not just they existed in India. In India, it was more formalized. So that's Varna. And then on your left, you see Ashrama, right? So in India, they divided everybody's life into four parts. So the first part was called Brahmacharya, where you are supposed to remain celibate and focus your energy in studies and learning, right? That was the idea for up to 25 years, sometime little less, but up to 25 years, the idea was that you remain a student. You focus your energy and your mind in learning things and knowing things, right? And then when you are ready, you go to the householder life. That means you find a partner and you get married, and then you live that life for a certain period of time. Then you go to Vanaprastha, and finally sannyasa, which means a monk. So this was a very, very important component of Indian Vedic system because it maintained the stability, the culture, the character, right? What happened is this started breaking down and then the whole chaos happened. Of course, India was under invasion for over 1,000 years. All kind of invaders and colonists came. And they realized very quickly that Brahmanas, the true Brahmanas, who used to act as guide for the society, if they can control them or if they can corrupt them, then the rest of the society they could take care. So they were particularly after the Brahmanas and they wanted to defame them, they wanted to demonize them, that these are the people who have caused the caste system and you cannot trust them and you cannot believe them. And that's where the attack happened on the society. Of course, the Kshatriya rulers also, many of them became very selfish and they didn't serve their citizens very well. So that also caused, and then of course the business people, they were not very honest in doing business. So everybody kind of deviated from their path, and that's when the breakdown started happening in society. That's when we started seeing all kinds of distortion. Now the question is, let's say many of you go to school. I see my high school children here. So I'm sure there are high school dropouts, right? It's a very common word here, right? You see dropouts. And then I know some college going kids. Nikit Prbhu is sitting here. In college also many kids drop out, right? And some schools may not be good, some colleges may not be good. So does that mean we start saying that nobody should go to school or nobody should go to college because some kids dropped out, right? We can't say that. We can't generalize it. Same way, some people might have used this Varna system for their own benefit, but we can't say the whole Varna system is bad, right? Whole Varnashram system is corrupt. It should not be there, right? The reason is, Prabhupada understood this very well. And Prabhupada said, I want to create first-class Brahmins, because Prabhupada realized what was the problem with Indian society at that time. There was a lack of qualified Brahmanas who can guide the society, who can take the authorized knowledge coming from scriptures, understand it, and guide the society. So actually the mission of ISKCON, mission of Srila Prabhupada was to create these first-class Brahmanas. And he said, he said that you don't have to be born Brahmana, right? I will create Brahmanas, he said. And that's why he gave initiation to all kind of Western students, all different countries. And they were able to do like priest service and so many services, right? They were as pure as can be, or sometime even more. When these disciples of Srila Prabhupada went to India, Indians were astonished to see them. Like, how can these people chant and they can do prayers, and how come they are so pure? Actually, Indians were not only astonished, they were ashamed also a little bit, like, hey, these guys are getting ahead of us. This was supposed to be our thing, right? How did it happen? But that's the thing, right? It's nobody's property, right? Krishna is nobody's property. Anybody can learn and become devotee of Krishna and become a Brahmana. So that's what Prabhupada did. The reason I am stressing on this slide so much is we all need to understand the importance of Varnashrama Dharma. Actually, Sanatan Dharma, and in modern times we know it as Hindu Dharma. Earlier it used to be known as Varnashrama Dharma. There was no word Hindu. If you go 700, 800 years back, 1000 years back, it was either Varnashram Dharma or Sanatan Dharma. So the people who believe in Varnashrama system, and Sanatan means it has no beginning and no end. So the reason I am stressing this point so much is that we need to understand the importance of it. And we need to know what this is and then find our aptitude, right? Everybody has different aptitude. Somebody is, very priestly by nature. They like to learn, they like to read, they like to speak. They may remember verses very well. They may explain it very well. So they can focus on that part. Some may be very good with business and, with money, accounting, finance, and they can focus on that. What I'm trying to say is the vikarma, the distortion is happening in society because people are not following Varnashram Dharma. People are doing whimsically whatever they feel like, whatever they feel like they are doing. I can become a singer, I can become a YouTuber, I can become a sportsman, I can become a fighter, whatever they feel like they are becoming, and that's causing distortion. And there is nobody to guide in the society. That is the problem. That's why I'm explaining this so much. Okay, let's move on to next slide, back to our Bhagavad Gita verses. 18th verse. Okay, repeat after me. Karmanya karmaya. Karmanya karmaya pashed. Akarmani sa karmanayah. Sabuddhiman manusheshu. Sayuktah kritsna karma krat. So what Krishna is saying here, that one who sees inaction in action and action is in inaction is intelligent among men. Right? So is this some word jugglery or some Krishna is playing with words? He's saying, see inaction in action and action in action, right? In action, right? What is the meaning of that? How can I see inaction in action? Anybody wants to answer that? Like how can there, if somebody is not acting, how can I see action in that? Anybody? And how can I see inaction in action, right? Somebody may be acting a lot, doing a lot of things, but how can I say that there is no action happening? Okay, don't worry, we will understand. I was just getting you excited about this. So, we have to understand that working on one's own account versus working on God's account. So, there is a difference between the two. Like I said in the beginning, you can't do things whimsically. You need to know what is the right thing to do. So, let's take an example of a bank cashier. Right? He deals with a lot of money, hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? And his job is to take the money, deposit, or, if somebody is there to take the money out, give them the money. So he does this work every day, but he does not think that this is my money, right? Because he's working for bank and he realizes this is the customer's money. But someday, let's say he thinks, okay, I can take some of this money out. We hear about all these scams, and he takes some money home. So now he has violated a law. He is going to get in trouble. Same way, example of soldier, Srila Prabhupada used to give this, that when a soldier is fighting for the country, for the nation, like right now we can see there are wars happening, Ukraine, Russia, and in Middle East also. Recently there was India-Pakistan, a little war, mini war. So when a soldier is fighting for the country and he goes out there, he can kill many people. But when he comes back, he's going to get Paramveer Chakra or Purple Heart. As in US they give Purple Heart. He's going to get some award. But the same soldier, when he's back in the country and he's living, and let's say he has a fight with his neighbor and he shoots him in a fit of anger, he's going to go to jail, right? So what happened? The act of killing is same. He cannot argue in the court that, hey, I killed so many people in war and you gave me an award, and I just killed one person here and now you are sending me to jail. How is this possible, right? So because that time he was working on the authority of government, right? Government gave him the authority that you have to fight for country. But when he killed for his own selfish reasons, that became a crime. And then this is what happened in the war of Mahabharata, right? So Krishna is telling Arjuna to fight. And Arjuna was worried about the reactions, right? That's where Krishna started explaining him that what is karma is, what is akarma, what is vikarma. So Krishna is saying, no, don't worry about killing these people, because if you kill them, you are not going to get any bad reaction, because you are working under my direction. That's what Krishna is saying. So now let's dive into science of karma, right? What is science of karma? This is again one of the favorite topic. We can have a whole class on this, that we make our destiny by our karma, or we are born with a destiny. So how many people think we are born with a destiny and things happen the way they are supposed to happen? How many people? Please be honest, there is no right or wrong answer. Okay, he thinks. So, yeah, I'm sure about 40% people think, we are born with our destiny. How many people think we can make our destiny by our hard work? Okay, yeah. So it's about a split, 50-50 I can say. Okay. Now, we need to understand, this is a very, very powerful statement. Please pay attention and read it for a second. Destiny determines the consequences of our action. Destiny determines the consequences of our action, not our action themselves, right? So I'll explain to you. I know this is a very dense statement, but let's say I am born in a certain family and I got a certain body and I have intelligence and whatnot and the riches because I was born in my family. And this is because of my prarabdha karma or destiny. Now, what I do with this body, with this intelligence, with this money that I got, that is not determined by my destiny, right? That is my action. So this is what this statement is trying to explain. That our consequences of our action are determined by destiny, right? So I can, let's say, a lot of people work hard, right? Students work hard, and we also work hard in our job, but you may not get the grade that you hoped for, or you may not get the promotion that you hoped for. So that is your destiny, right? But destiny does not stop you from working hard. You're getting the point? This is my action. This is my action that I have to do. What the result will come, it may depend on destiny, right? Then, so like I said, there is a karmavad where people think everything is in my hand. There is devavad where people think nothing is in my hand. So what is the right path? We need to follow. We need to do our endeavor and hope for God's grace, right? That is the right combination. That is the secret formula. So this is why it's very important to understand what is akarma is, what is vikarma is, what is karma is, because we may not be doing the right karma that we are supposed to do and hoping for a good result, right? So we may need to change our approach. We need to revisit what is the right thing to do here. So that's why we need to understand first of all what is the right karma. We need to have the right intention, the right mindset, right? In Hindi, there is a word, it's called your niyat, right? What is the niyat? What is your intention? So we need to ask ourselves every time we do something, what is my intention behind doing this? Is the intention that I am glorified? Is the intention everybody praises me, I become successful? What is my intention? What is the mode I am working on? Am I working in mode of passion? Am I working in mode of goodness? Is my intention to help others, right? So we need to understand, first of all, what I am trying to do, why I am trying to do, and then we need to pray to God, right? And then with this combination, we can be successful. Okay, moving on. So far, so good? I hope I'm not going too fast. I have a lot to cover, that's why I'm going fast. Okay. Verse 19. Yasya sarve samarambha काम संकल्प वर्जितः ज्ञानाग्नि दग्ध कर्मणा तमाहुः पंडिता बुधा. So what Krishna is saying, one is understood to be in full knowledge, whose every endeavor is devoid of desire for sense gratification, right? So this is what I was trying to say, that what is our intention behind doing anything? Do I want to study hard so I can go to good college and earn a lot of money and enjoy a lot? Is that my interest? Or am I studying, working hard so I can get good education and I can help the society, I can help the poor, help the needy, or make a difference in society, right? What is my intention? That intention matters a lot. So that's what Krishna is saying, that you need to be devoid of sense gratification. And that person, his reactions will be burned up by the fire of knowledge. So he will not get the reactions. That's what Krishna is trying to say. Okay, now we'll go to understanding. I didn't cover that part. Now I'll cover how can we see action in inaction, right? So we need to work in the right consciousness. We need to have selfless. We should not be having any interest. And then we can be externally inactive but internally meditative. So just because somebody is calm or somebody is meditative does not mean they are inactive, right? So this is the difference. We need to see, we need to contemplate on what am I doing, is this the right thing to do, how am I going to do it, and then do the thing, right? So some people may appear externally inactive but internally very active, right? So some people, this is called artificial renunciation, where people are very, they may pretend to be inactive externally, but internally in their mind they are very disturbed, right? So there is a very famous story, Guru Nanak Dev Ji. So that time there was Muslim rulers ruling the India, and they were pressurizing, why don't you convert to Muslim? Because they knew he was very influential saint. So they said, why don't you offer prayers with us? I don't know what kind of prayers you do. So this guy pressurized him and he made him come. So Guru Nanak said, I will come there, but I will not offer prayers, but I will sit with you. So he saw them doing prayers, and after the prayers completed, they said to Guru Nanak, what do you think? Next time you are going to join us, right? So he said, well, but you were not doing prayers. And he's like, no, I was doing prayer. What do you mean? He's like, well, you were thinking about the goats in your home. Are they tied? Are they open? What if they run away from house and things like that? Of course, Guru Nanak was a very powerful mystic. He was a yogi. He could read people's mind, and that guy was astonished. Then his Nawab, who was the ruler of that area, he said, you were thinking about another king who's going to attack Delhi, and how will I protect Delhi from him? And you were thinking about that. And he was like, so then they stopped pressurizing him to convert to Islam. So he said, just because you came here and you were, doing all this physical exercise and offering prayers, but your mind was somewhere else, right? So our mind, so externally you are active, but internally your mind is somewhere. So you may come to temple, but you may be thinking about stock market or job or, who knows what, right? So then that prayer does not mean anything. You really need to be meditative. You need to pay attention here. And let's see. So this is a very famous, again, I made this quadrant from Prabhupada's teachings. So Prabhupada used to talk about that we need to be, so if you look at this, why do you think I put the best for lazy and intelligent? Normally the active and intelligent person should be the best. So this quadrant is 4 things, right? Intelligent, lazy, and active, and inactive, right? So you can see. So anybody wants to answer why lazy and intelligent is the best thing? And why not active and intelligent? That sounds to be the... Yes, Prabhu, go ahead.
Lazy and intelligent is very calm, collected.
Yes.
Not very emotional.
Yes.
Get upset by external elements.
Right.
And very thoughtful, but he is very intelligent. He doesn't take rash actions.
Yes.
In a whimsical manner.
Absolutely.
Decisions, but he is very thoughtful.
Yes.
The person who is active and intelligent is very, very smart and intelligent, but he is very kind of, he is not good at thinking through.
Right.
He takes, actions without thinking about
Right.
results.
Absolutely.
That is the mode of passion. He
Mode
gets
of passion.
passionate about things.
Yes.
And lazy and fool is not harmful. That is just a fool. He is lazy. He is not doing
He's not doing anything, yeah.
Right? Active and fool is the mode of ignorance. Means that he is
Dangerous.
acting and he is a fool. He doesn't know anything.
Yes.
He thinks he is the best one, and that is how I understand.
Yes. So Prabhu nailed it, he explained it. So a devotee, like I said, may externally appear to be inactive, but he is very intelligent. He is very thoughtful in what he is doing. He is not doing anything impulsively, right? He's thinking and doing the right action. And this active and intelligent, generally we see materialists, right? People who want to make a lot of money, they want to be very successful. So of course they are intelligent and they work hard. But we need to ask, is this really a success, right? I was talking to my son coming here to the temple, and we were talking about what is the progress mankind has made. If you go 100 years back, and if you were to pick up a newspaper from 100 years back, you will still hear about, World War had just finished. We have some history students here. I may be getting the dates wrong, but World War I had just finished. And there also many Russian soldiers killed. How many soldiers were killed, Russian soldiers? Arush, you remember? Ila? Like millions, right? Millions of Russian soldiers were killed. 100 years later, we are again reading the headline, like close to 1 million people have died in this Russia-Ukraine conflict, So what has changed? Maybe the weapons have changed that they fight with. Before they were fighting with a gun and a bayonet and, maybe some cannon, and planes were very elementary. Now they have these fighter jets and missiles and drones and whatnot. But the mentality is same. The mentality is same, that I want to get the thing that other person has. Basically, your thing is my thing, and somehow I can grab it. And I want to be better than you. So that mentality has not changed. So how can we say that in 100 years we have made a lot of progress? Science has made a lot of progress. If we really had made progress, then do you think we would be still seeing these wars that we are seeing? So again, same thing we are seeing right now with the advent of AI and, a lot of right now, everybody, I'm sure in every household this word AI is discussed morning to evening, and workplace AI is going on. But we don't know. The time will tell. 5 years from now, 10 years from now, we'll look back and we'll see, was it really the right thing? I mean, colleges are bringing up this anti-AI checker, so students are not writing the essay, they are just using AI and submitting that essay. So colleges are using software. Professors are running your work against that, because it's making students lazy and people lazy, they are going to stop thinking. So who knows what it will be. But what I'm trying to say is that we can't just follow every trend and every new thing and believe in them like, hey, whatever they are saying is good. Active and intelligent is mode of passion, it may not be the best thing. I'm not saying everything AI is bad. Some of the things may be good, but just blindly following it, blindly just running after it may not be a good thing. So this quadrant Prabhupada used to talk about a lot, and we need to learn from it and implement in our life. Okay. Next verse. Tyaktva karma phala sangam nityatrapto nirashrayah karmanya vipravatto api neva kinchit karoti saha. So again, Krishna is saying, become nirashraya, nityatrapto, very important word. So nirashraya matlab, it means one without any ashraya, one without any shelter. So take my shelter, and nityatrapto, become satisfied, right? That's what Krishna is saying. So you may still be engaged in all kinds of undertakings. He's not telling you to not do things, but what he's saying, that become satisfied. So everything is coming from Krishna. It is spiritual. Everything that we see is, of course, coming from Krishna, and it's spiritual, but it is covered by Maya. And that is why we think, by being covered with Maya, we think it is for my sense gratification, right? So we put flowers here, decorations here. We use this wood here to make nice decorations. So we are taking the things that are in the world, and we are spiritualizing these things because we are putting in Krishna's service, right? That is the difference. And I can use the same wood and make a nice patio for myself in my backyard and have nice parties there, eating, drinking, enjoying. So that is also one use, and this is also one use. So he's not saying don't do anything. He's using that, use it in my service. That's how the things became spiritualized. That's what Krishna is trying to say here. Okay, next verse. Okay. Nirashairya tachittatma त्यक्त सर्व परिग्रह शरीरम केवल कर्म कुर्वान् नाप्नोति किल्बिषम्. So again, Krishna is saying that such a person of understanding with mind and intelligence perfectly controlled gives up all sense of proprietorship and his possessions and acts only for the bare necessities of life. Therefore, he is not affected by sinful reaction. So, again, we are seeing how much we have increased our necessities, right? I know most of us here who came from India, people, how little we used to live with, we lived in small homes. I'm sure most of us lived. We shared rooms with our siblings. I am one of 5. I'm the youngest of 5. I used to wear clothes of my brothers. I used to get books of my brothers and my sister. And it was so much fun. I didn't care if I had my bed or my room, and we all turned out to be fine. Water was not there 24 hours. We used to go get, and water was a luxury. Sometime it will come for half an hour, sometime it will come for 1 hour. So it's not really necessary that everybody has to have their own room, their own car, their own thing, everybody. Then you need to understand that this is practically a commoditization, productization of individuals, right? So these, again, I'll take the example of these high schoolers. As they are going to go to colleges, it is looked down upon if kids live with their parents after high school, right? They say you can't live with your parents. You need to have your own home, you need to have your own car, you need to have your own life, right? And why? Because companies are looking at them as a consumer, as a product, right? So the more independent the person is, the more revenue they can get out of that, right? You need to have your everything separate. Nothing wrong with that. You can be independent and you can be separate. But that should not mean you cut off your ties with family. That should not mean that you start disrespecting the traditions and customs of your family. You stop listening to your parents. Those are still very important, right? So we are creating unnecessary wants, unnecessary needs. People are having bigger and bigger homes. I get astonished, like in Arizona, you will see, I recently went to somebody's home. My God, such a big home, it takes so much cooling, so much AC to make the room cold, and it's like nobody is living there, practically for nothing, it's just for their ego satisfaction. They have built the house, they're not even using, they have a big yard, and I was thinking, why not plant some vegetables here? Why not? If I was there, if I had that backyard, I'll keep a cow also, because it was like, wow, why not have a cow, have a nice, why live like this? But people have big yards, but they don't know what to do with it, So, and having a pool here, right? It's a luxury. We don't have water. We are living on borrowed water. We need to know from Colorado River, folks. We don't have water. There was no, Arizona, that's why it was wild, wild west. Just 100 years ago, after this Hoover Dam came up, that since then Arizona started developing. So it's unbelievable. People have golf courses here, big pools, big things without having their own water. So again, what I'm trying to say here is that we have created a lot of unnecessary needs, and the needs become greeds, and that's how we indulge in vikarma. Okay, move on. Yadrachalabha santushto Dvandvatito vimatsaraha Samah siddhau asiddhau cha Kritvapi na nibadhyate. Okay. Very important words here. Vimatsaraha. Anybody knows what is vimatsaraha? Okay, Matsara. Anybody knows what is Matsara? What is Matsara? Competition, yes. Jealousy, envy. So, V is opposite of it. So, Krishna is asking him, become Vimatsaraha. Right? That's how you can be satisfied. So, in the previous verse, Krishna said, you have to be satisfied. Now, he is giving the formula. You have to become one without envy. And be satisfied, santushto. This santushto word is also very important. Yadrachalahu santushto, one who is satisfied with the gain which comes to his own accord, right? So there is a verse in Shastra which goes like Purvajanmarjitam dhanam, Purvajanmarjitam vidya, Agre dhavati dhavati. So what they are saying is that you get the riches, you get the family, you get the education. There is a lot of prarabdha karma, there is a lot of past lives, karmic account is being taken into that. So don't start being jealous of everyone. And we see these tendencies in very little children. My daughter, she's 9 years old, and she recently asked me for a scooter which I bought for her, and it's not electric scooter, it's just How did that happen? You okay? Yeah, okay. So I was saying she asked me to get her a scooter, which I did. Mechanical scooter, pink color, very nice, beautiful scooter. And she rode it for 1 or 2 days. She was very happy. Then what happened? One day she took it to park. And all of her friends wanted to ride that scooter. And she was happy to share with them. But what happened? A competition started in the friends. It's like my turn, it's like my turn. And she was supposed to manage. And they're like, this person didn't give me turn. This person didn't give me this turn. So she got overwhelmed after some time, trying to manage. Not only she's not able to ride herself, she's to manage, for everyone. And she started crying. Then we went another day and same thing happened. And they, by the way, they all had their own scooters and everything, but they still want to ride the new scooter. So the mentality we see everywhere, whenever somebody has something new and shiny, we want for ourselves. We want to compete. We get jealous. Even we see in material world between brothers, right? The real brothers. If one brother start getting more rich or more successful, the other brother like, okay, you can be successful, I am happy for you, just not more than me. As long as you are equal to me or less than me, that is fine. Because you are my brother. If somebody else, I don't even want you to be equal to me. Much, much, much below me, right? But you are my brother, I would allow you to come to me. I love it. As soon as you start going above me, I have a problem with that. Even we see that. So that Matsara is our problem. I'm sorry I'm going over the time, but just few more slides. So, we are in an endless cycle of Matsara. We are competing with each other, and then let's say I become the most powerful person in this world, right? I am able to beat everybody in competition. Then who will I compete with? I'll compete with Lord Indra, right? I will be jealous of Lord Indra. And when I am done defeating Lord Indra, then I will be competing with Lord Brahma, right? And then when I am done competing with Lord Brahma, I'll be jealous of Krishna. And that's what happened with all of us, ladies and gentlemen. I have a news for you. This caused our fall down from spiritual world. This Matsarya, this envy, why Krishna is enjoying, why he is only enjoying alone, why I am not enjoying, why I can't be the controller, the proprietor, the enjoyer in the world. And this led to our fall down. That's why material world is full of jealousy, because all the souls that fell down from there, they have this tendency. And not only they had this tendency, they are birth after birth after birth, they are trying to fulfill this, and they are not satisfied, and they come back and they want more and more. And in Bhagavatam it is mentioned that Kyaitava Dharma, and what is a Vaishnava is never Matsaraha, Nirmatsaranam, verse 1.1.2. You can go and read that. But what is the definition of Vaishnava? Titikshava Karunika Suhrada Sarva Bhutanam. He is tolerant, he is merciful, he is well-wisher of everyone. A Vaishnava is not jealous of others, right? This is the teaching for us. Okay, 423. So I'm not going to read, I'm sure you can read this verse, but what Krishna is saying is that offer everything to me in yajna, right? And it is not just the fire sacrifice yajna. We will learn how you can do other types of yajna. So Krishna is saying that when you are acting in this in the mood of sacrifice, when you are doing things, in mood of yajna, when you are doing things and offering me, you are getting free from bondage, right? Last verse, let's read this. Brahmarpanam Brahma Havir
Brahmarpanam Brahma Havir
Brahmagnu Brahmanahutam
Brahmagnu Brahmanahutam
Brahmeva Tena Gantavyam
Brahmeva Tena Gantavyam
Brahma Karma Samadhina.
Brahma Karma Samadhina.
So a person who is fully absorbed in Krishna consciousness is sure to attain spiritual kingdom, because in his full contribution to spiritual activities, in which the consumption is absolute and then which is offered is of the spiritual nature. So what this verse means in summary, and this is what Krishna told to Arjuna also in the battlefield, that, oh Arjuna, fight. when he told Arjuna that you need to perform yajna, right? We learnt about the verse from 3rd chapter that everything has to be offered as a sacrifice to me. So Arjuna said, can I go to forest and start doing yajna because I don't want to fight? And Krishna is like, no, your yajna is right here. Your Gandhi arrow, your Gandhi bow, this is the spoon. You know how we offer the ahuti with the spoon? This is the spoon. These Kauravas are the ahuti, they are the offerings. And this battlefield is the Yagyashala. And who are you offering to? You are offering to me. So Krishna said, fight and offer me the results. So, same way, we need to perform our prescribed duties. Again, I will remind you of Varnashrama Dharma that we talked about. We need to perform our prescribed duties in Varnashram Dharma. And what is the offering? That is, we are engaging our mind, body and senses in Krishna's service, not in my service, right? So when I am cooking for Krishna, I am not eating in between. That, hey, may I taste it, or I am feeling hungry. We have to control our indriyas, we have to control our senses, that right now I am cooking for Krishna, I am not going to eat, right? Or if I am doing some puja or something, I am chanting, I am not going to think. That is our austerity. And this way we can offer our actions to Krishna. And the result, what is the phala of yajna? What is the result is, we get detachment from matter, we get attachment to Krishna, and we get satisfaction and spiritual bliss. You all experience that spiritual bliss when Sita Kumari Mataji was singing Kirtan. Tell me honestly, did you not feel happy? Everybody will ecstatic, right? Why? Because of the same reason what it's being explained. You engaged your mind, body and senses. You know, you were singing, listening and dancing and offering to Krishna, and the result was that satisfaction, that bliss that we get. And we got yesterday example of it. You can see, like I was saying, example of akarma, example of spiritual bliss. Did you enjoy yesterday working here? Everybody, yeah? Everyone was happy? So this is bhakti yoga in action. This is akarma in action, right? This is the summary of this chapter. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Normally we would have questions. Does anybody have a burning question to ask Prabhu?
Yeah, I forgot to say. Anybody has a question? I know I went over time by 10 minutes.
If not,
I apologize.
They can approach you personally.
Yes, I'm here after the class.
So, if you have a question, because we are running out of time, what we'll do is you can approach Prabhu after the announcements, and he'll be happy to answer questions. A very nice class. Please give Prabhu a big round of applause. So, we would like to acknowledge today's sponsors, and then we have some important announcements after that. So we have Amit and Richa Siha. Is the family here? Is Prabhu here? Amit Siha, sorry. Please give them a big round of applause. Their sponsorship was for gratitude to their lordships. So I know that Prabhu is coming, so we'll just wait for him and I'll catch up with him after the announcements. Then we have Prakriti and Chirag Acharya celebrating Prakriti's birthday. Is the family here? Acharya family? Again, they are going to be here, I think. Please give them a big round of applause. Then we have Janaki Mahapatra. Is the family here? Janaki Mahapatra. Please come. They are celebrating their daughter's birthday. Please come and receive Mahaprasadam. Please give them a big round of applause. Mataji, please come. She's really excited. She's having fun at the back there, running around. Happy birthday. What's her name? Shreyandi. Happy birthday. Hare Krishna. Anyway, Mom.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Thank you. Then we have Rishank Shiriyaha. Is the family here? Rishank Shiriyaha. Please come and receive Mahaprasad. They are sponsoring today's feast for blessings for a new baby. Is the family here? Yes, they are not here. Then Amish Prabhu is here? Oh, Amish Prabhu, please come and receive your Mahaprasad. Amish Prabhu. It's another Amish. No, we'll wait for Amit Prabhu. Amit Siha. Okay, then we have Akansha Annie and Anumit Nagra. Prayers to the Lord. Is the family here? Annie and Anumit Nagra. Please come and receive Mahaprasad. There they are. Please give them a big round of applause. They are sponsoring for prayers to their lordships. So they wanted all of us to pray for their well-being to the lordships. So thank you so much. Then we have Deepak and Jyoshna Patel. They are celebrating the birth of their new baby, Veda. So please come and receive Mahaprasad. There they are. Please give them a big round of applause. So Deepak and Jyoshna Patel with a new baby. They've named her Veda. They also have a son. Here's the baby. Hare Krishna. Do you want to take the cookies? Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. They have been, before the baby was due, Mataji was helping a lot in the kitchen, so I know that she was missed for the last few months, and I think they're looking forward for them to come back soon. Then we have Vivek and Akinsha Khare. Is the family here? The Khare family? Vivek and Akinsha Khare. Please come and receive Mahaprasad. Again, they want us to pray to their lordships for their well-being. Then we have one more family, Venkat Aula. They're celebrating their their father's 100th birthday, Gopal Ratnam Aula. Please give him a big round of applause. So, yesterday morning or day before, we had one sponsor, and then just within the last 23 hours, one after another, they all found excuses and reasons to sponsor the feast today. So anybody can sponsor a feast anytime, and there can be any reason whatsoever. And we are grateful because all the sponsorships go to the feast and for their lordship service. So thank you so much for your sponsorship. So, and I now would like to have Ela come and speak about Balram Jayanti. So we'll be speaking about the Balram Jayanti festival, which is on August 8th. It's a Friday, and this is the first event that our youth are organizing from scratch. They prepare the flyers, they discuss the schedule, and they're going to give the class and so many other things. And they've learned a lot just through the decorations until last night. We understand that they're learning a lot how to celebrate a festival. So Ela, please come and say some words.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
It's so nice to see you all here. If you're new here, welcome to ISKCON of Phoenix. As Mataji mentioned, youth group is going to be organizing Balaram Jayanti this year. So over the past couple of months, not couple of months, but over the summer, we've been working to put together a grand festival, bring some new ideas, and come up with something new for you all. So Balaram Jayanti is on Friday, August 8th, and the celebration starts at 5:30 p.m. We're going to be having Kirtan, Aarti, class from youth group, a piñata for the kids, as well as prasad. So we would like to see all of you join us there. If you'd like more information, there's some flyers on the side over here and back there as well. There's some sponsorship flyers over there if you all want to donate or support us. And we also have the Bhoga Seva list in the groups. If you want to sign up to bring some Bhoga for Balaram Jayanti, please do so on the spreadsheet, and we hope to see you all there. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
So how much funds you have collected?
I have no clue.
Okay.
It's about 300. I've been informed.
What is your target?
So, okay, right now we've collected around 300 in funds, and our goal is going to be anywhere between 800 and 1,000. So, there you go. So, you have a metric. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. So there's the flyer on the screen there. Isn't that a beautiful flyer? It was prepared by the youth. So please acknowledge that. And there's also, thank you so much, a very nice flyer. Very nice. And also you got their schedule there. They're going to be giving the class there also. You got the pictures of the speakers there also. So, and there's more information around the temple. So I would again like to thank everybody for the decorations yesterday by the youth group, and also the parents helped with the task at hand also. So thank you to the parents as well as the youth for helping out with the decorations yesterday. So please give them a big round of applause for that. We have Shri Krishna Janmashtami festival on the 16th of August, which happens to be a Saturday. So we'll be looking for volunteers. We already have a volunteer sign-up sheet at the counter there. So we have got Prbhu standing there with that. There's the clipboard. So please sign up if you'd like to do any seva for Shri Krishna Janmashtami festival. Also, Raghav Pandit Prbhu has sent out a sign-up sheet. So you may have received it. If you have signed up on our WhatsApp groups, you should be receiving those, and please feel free to sign up on those as well. Raghav Pandit Prbhu is here. Where is he? He was sitting there. Prbhu, where are you? Raghav Pandit Prbhu? He's in the building. He was sitting right there. Anyways, I will ask him to stand by the counter there. You can also see him regarding any service you'd like to offer for Shri Krishna Janmashtami. It's on the 16th, and we have already started to decorate outside, clean up the outside. The devotees have been working in the mornings on Saturdays and Sundays from about 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning till 10. And my hat's off to them. They really worked hard at cleaning up the yard and put up the lights. So, and there's still some more seva left to do outside, and then we'll be doing more services inside starting on the 9th of August, because next weekend is, next weekend we are going to be finishing off Balaram Jayanti decorations, and then the following weekend we'll be taking over Shri Krishna Janmashtami festival preparations again. And as you know, we always have puri making and vegetable chopping and things like that around the day before Janmashtami. So this year will be the 15th, and it'll be a Friday. So if you are available, please see Partha Sarthi Prbhu, or just show up on the Friday, and there'll be lots of seva for you all on Friday, because Janmashtami is on Saturday. There's Raghav Pandit Prbhu. He's standing by the office door in a brown kurta. So please see him if you'd like any information about services, volunteering hours and things required for Shri Krishna Janmashtami festival. We'll have Nandutsav and Prabhupada's Appearance Day celebrations on August 17th, and that's going to be a morning program, 10:30 to 1 o'clock. And on that day, there will be no evening Sunday feast program. So Shri Krishna Janmashtami festival on Saturday, 16th of August, 5 o'clock in the evening to midnight. And then the next day, morning program, Nandutsav, and Prabhupada's appearance day, and no program in the evening. There will be Aarti at 5 o'clock on that day, and there will be Kirtan, but no Sunday feast program as such. And currently we have started a series of process of devotional service classes by His Grace Raghav Pandit Prbhu. They're via Zoom on Saturdays between 2 and 3. Really wonderful classes, and next week is going to be the 4th class, right? And okay, please visit our website and our Facebook page for ongoing programs.
Yeah, so you all know, you can visit our website for seeing online program. There are WhatsApp groups which have all the latest information. So we are still looking for volunteers for all the festivals, right, Mataji? You already covered that, I see. Okay, excellent. Okay, so we'll do, yes.
So we have our sorry about that. So we have just one more announcement. We have our Hindi classes and Sunday school classes beginning after Janmashtami from 23rd of August. And I'm going to hand over the microphone to Her Grace Shyama Moini Devidasi to introduce the teachers for next year. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. I know we're all ready for prasadam, right?
Yes.
Good. Let's wait and listen carefully. So, our Sunday school class will start Sunday after Janmashtami, and we're going to be posting the information to sign up for these classes. Today I want to introduce our teachers for 2025-2026. For the Gopala class, our little ones, the lead teacher continues to be Suresh Prbhu. Suresh Prbhu, are you here? He was here. Where? Okay. Suresh Prbhu. So he's the lead teacher for Gopala class, and substitute teacher we're happy to have this year with us. His Grace Mathura Malava Govinda Das, disciple of His Holiness Japataka Swami. So he's going to be helping our little ones. This is for Gopala class. If they are potty trained, they can speak, they can come. So then we have Giri, right? Yeah. Giri Govardhan class. The lead teacher is Smita Mataji. She's traveling right now. And our substitute teacher is Her Grace Lilavati Devidasi. And I know she's somewhere around here. Lilavati Devidasi, please. This is for Giri Govardhan class. Damodar class. I'm the lead teacher for now. I will be retiring next year. So after 23 years, I'll say, okay, time to pass the torch to another teacher. So I'm so happy to say that the lead teacher for Damodar class and right now in training is Her Grace Shobhamai Devidasi, disciple of His Holiness Ramappa Swami. And I'm also so happy to have a wonderful substitute teacher, and actually she covered for me during this last year. Her Grace Madhumai Sri Lakshmi Devidasi. We are so thankful. It is not easy. Okay, it is not easy. Sometimes we'll think like, okay, they're just teaching 1 hour a week. It's so easy. No, it is not. It takes effort to prepare the classes. It's just like we are not glorified babysitters. We really put heart and attention in the classes and the needs of the children of our community, because we don't have a Gurukula. This is Sunday school. So there's a lot of going on. We will be sending some information with the bio info and their pictures and some information on how you can register the children. And the requested donation for each to register the kids. We actually had a question why would not do this free, but even Srila Prabhupada said, you know, when you offer things for free, nobody's going to appreciate them. So the charge is very minimum, but if there is any situation, we understand economic situations, you know, sometimes are challenging. That should not be an impediment if your child wants to attend. That's the first requirement, that your child wants to attend class, not that he's going to be forced to attend. And our classes are very fun, as any of our Sunday school alumni, particularly those who already get married and have children. So, again, more information will come up. Thank you so much for your continued support, and thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. You know, it's we couldn't do it without your support. Thank you so much. Arrivo. One more thing. Please visit our website. When you visit our website in iskonphoenix.com, you will go to the CPT page. We have the policy over there for children, child protection. I will encourage you to please read it. And just a reminder, children under 12 are not supposed to be by themselves. If you have little ones, you better have them next to you right now. And if not, please go look for them. We're going to have blessings and prasadam, and please leave the volunteers first, then the elderly and children 12 and younger. Sorry guys, 12 and younger are going to come first. No exception, please don't take kids, don't borrow kids from anybody, just so you can get in line. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Last but not least, how far is Janmashtami from now?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. How many of you have had a chance to offer any seva for Shri Krishna Janmashtami festival? I don't have Shivananda Prbhu here. Normally he does this task. Okay, but we are still looking for sevas, openings for personal items for the lordships. So we have new outfits offered to the lordships, besides flowers and backdrops, jewelry, some silverware, a lot of things that are available. And then you also have other sponsorships. The grand sponsor, you have mega sponsor, regular sponsor, premier sponsor, contributor, donor, and supporter of any. So there are, and you get, different, with some of these you can do the aratis and you get nice gifts and, prasadam and so forth. And then you also have Maha sponsorships as well. Maha Arti, you get an opportunity to offer Arti to their lordships at midnight. So there's a lot of seva opportunities still available. And as you know, we celebrate our birthdays and we celebrate them in a grand way. Similarly, we also ask you to help us celebrate the Lord's birthday in a very, very grand fashion. So let's make this Sri Krishna Janmashtami festival the best ever. So we are looking for support from you all. And you can go to the counter. We've got 2 or 3 devotees there who can help you write up and give you your receipts. Anybody sponsoring over $251, they get an opportunity to bathe the deities on that day, Abhishekam on that day. Also this year, we are going to give you passes so you don't have to wait in long lines for Shri Krishna Janmashtami festival. Those of you who have attended Janmashtami here, the biggest complaint is there are long lines. So for those who have sponsored for Abhishekam and over, you don't have to wait. There'll be a fast track table there where you can sign in and you'll be escorted into the temple. So that is a big plus for you also. If you'd like that opportunity, please take advantage of that. Thank you so much, and please forgive us for keeping you so late. We'll recite the prasadam prayers, form lines for blessings, as Mataji said. Hare Krishna, thank you so much.
Mahaprasadi Govinde नमो ब्राह्मणे वैष्णवे स्वल्पपुण्यावतं राजन् विश्वासो नैव जायते शरीरार्विद्याजा जोड़ेन्द्रियग्राहिका जीवे फेले विषय सागरे तारामध्य जीवायति लोभो मोह सुखमति ताके जेता कठिन संसारे कृष्ण बड़ धोयो माय काली बारी धुआचा स्वप्रसादन दिलोपा चैयन्नामृत पाओ श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गुण गाओ प्रेमी डाको श्री चैतन्य निताय जय निमाय जय निताय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे श्री राधा माधव हरि भगवान महाप्रसादम की श्रील प्रभुपाद
Hare Krishna everyone. Hello, Hare Krishna. Please make sure you don't touch the wooden frame. It is still stabilizing, so we have strapped it, but it may not be very stable.
Okay.
So please don't touch the wooden frame.
I was just telling.
Hare Krishna announcement. Listen to it, please, carefully.
Hare Krishna, please do not touch the wooden frame that is in front of the altar. We have strapped it, but it may be little loose, so we want to make sure that nobody is getting hurt. Okay, please do not touch the wooden frame. Just take the Ashirwad and avoid the frame. Thank you.
तो वैसे रहना
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
come up with the like notes?
Hare Krishna, is Akansha Chaudhary here? Akansha Chaudhary family? Akansha Chaudhary family, are they still here? Akansha Chaudhary family.